Lilith, Lilith, Lilith. Mother of demons. Queen of vampires. The first woman. Many things. She's been labelled many things. She's called a goddess as well by a lot of people. And others refute that. And others hate her. And others love her. Gosh, she is a complex lady. But who is she and what's my experience with her? I've spoke about her a lot on the channel, maybe not as much as Hecate, but I will be speaking about her more. She is encouraging me to do that and would like me to, and I want to as well. Because there's so much out there about her that is just misconstrued, and she's kind of pigeonholed into some sort of idea of a succubi, and that's it. You know, she's a succubus, she's evil, and that's it. When she's absolutely not just those things, you know? And yeah, what is evil? What is good? Well, let's get into it, okay? Let's start talking about it. If you're new here, hello. If you're not new here, hello. Welcome back. It's me, Sarah, that divination witch. I hope you're doing well. This is a witchy community and safe space. If you want to join the community, you know what to do, hit subscribe. And if you want to support the channel further, I offer readings. It's all linked below. I've got a website, Etsy, all of that jazz. And I've got Patreon, and on Patreon, we're going through the year of the Dark Goddess. So we are stepping into our power and exploring the different Dark Goddess archetypes. Okay, Lilith. Right, so like I said, she wants me to talk about her more. I want to talk about her more as well. My experience with her I have spoke about before, but maybe not as in depth as what I'm going to do. She's been with me for years now. I went through my real spiritual awakening in 2018 after my grandma had passed. I had a big nasty thing happen to me around that time. Let's just put it like that. Hecate was the first goddess to make herself known to me, and I just thought gods and goddesses were a cool myth, and that was it. At one point, I was very skeptical. Still am, to an extent. It's healthy to have some skepticism and question, because not everything is clear-cut as you might think. It's not. Anyways, yeah. And since then, here I am. I did, in my teen years, start off with Wicca, would dabble in stuff like that. Always believed in something, but wasn't sure, you know. Never took it too serious. Until Hecate came along. But not long after Hecate, I was accepting other energies into my life and other deities, other spirits. People say don't start working with deities as your beginner thing if you're a witch and you're into that. Well, I would be a hypocrite if I said that, because that's what I did. But after Hecate, I learned about some of my other patron deities. Izanami is one. And I guess Lilith, well, she is another. But she was the first, you could say, full-on demon that stepped forward into my life. And I'd say it wasn't even a year down the line. I can't remember, it's all blurred. But I know she's been with me almost as long as Hecate. And when she first came forward, she was patient and kind. She didn't pressure me. She made herself known. She recommended some books. One, I believe the author has a YouTube channel. I do see his stuff from time to time pop up. Mark H something. If you look up Mark H and Lilith, he'll come up. His book was very, very useful. It helped dispel a lot of inner fear that I held. Oh, I've just seen it on the bookshelf. Mark H. Williams, I believe. Embracing Lilith. That was the first book I read on her. Yeah. in that book, there's a retelling of her story from Judaism. And when she first came forward, of course, I was like, what, a demon? Oh my word. I still had that fear in me. But she was kind, had patience, told me to get that book. We read it together, meaning like her presence was next to me when I'd read it. I took my time with it as well. It took me weeks. I'd pick it up, read a bit, put it down, pick it up in a few days' time. And I felt her presence as if she was over my shoulder, just watching. And actually, I got to understand her better now. It has this retelling of her story from her point of view. And I don't know if this is something the author channeled or what, but it helped me. It really did. So I do recommend it. And I like his viewpoints. Now I know her better. I can see where a lot of it comes from. Like with anyone, I don't always agree with everything, but hey ho, that's the way we should be. Like I've already said in this video, be skeptical, ask questions, don't just take things at face value. Anyways, so from there we developed a relationship, and for years she has been around. There are times she comes forward, especially when I feel I need a boost. She is somebody who has helped me affirm boundaries over the years, helped me realize I need boundaries as well, because I haven't always realized it. Being a people pleaser with trauma, you don't always realize, oh shit, people are taking advantage of me here. So she was very much that fierce energy I needed to be like, no, I'm not putting up with this. She taught me self-worth, to be honest, and she taught me that no is not a swear word. No is acceptable. And it got to a point that if I was in a jam, or if somebody was being a bully or a dick or whatever, I would think to myself, what would Lilith do? And it was like channeling this primal energy from inside of me that she inspired me to tap into. And that's who Lilith for a long, long time has been to me. And she would come and go. She would not be here 24/7, but I know she would appear again when she felt she had to, kind of thing. And she helped me with my confidence and, like I say, boundaries and things like that. Lilith is often, like I say, pigeonholed into this seductress archetype. She's either an evil bitch or like this seductress, or both. And her origins are more complex than her Jewish, mythology. I've spoke about it before on the channel, but she is the face of something that isn't nice, because somebody has to do the things that aren't nice. That's what a lot of demons do. They rule over things that we don't like. You might have heard of the phrase your inner demons, and even stuff like the 7 deadly sins. It's things we don't want to think about as humans, but they're also a part of us, whether we like it or not. We all have lustful energy. We all have wrathful energy. We can all be gluttonous. We can all be, lazy when we want to be, some more than others. It's parts of us that we might not necessarily like, but it doesn't mean they don't exist. And that's what Lilith rules over, sort of thing. Yes, she is linked to the unaliving of kids, basically. But I do feel strongly after stuff she's revealed to me, it's not that she likes doing that. Somebody's got to do it. Somebody's got to help the souls. Someone's got to be the psychopomp. And I've mentioned this, I believe, on a video before, but over the years of working with her, I realised, well, why was she interested in me? Why did she come to me? Because she came to me, it wasn't the other way around. It's because of that, and this is probably going to be controversial. I can't prove this. This is my experience, my UPG. However, she helped my soul reincarnate for that very reason, because a baby, this is controversial, sorry, trigger warning, but if a baby isn't going to make it for whatever reason, their soul is ready to be born. So they need to be guided to the next viable option. And that's what happened with me last time. And that's what she's shown me, that it's not just her, there's others as well that do this, but she's one of them that is known to do this and moves the soul on, basically. She does have a lot of empathy in her. She's not just a nasty piece of work like some people call her out to be, but ruling over something so gruesome and horrible and being called demon. She has this fire about her, and she has said it time and again that, well, you want me to be a demon? Fine, I'll be a demon. You know, she's no nonsense. She's tough. She had to be tough. And that's what she teaches people as well, to be tough. It's not just about seducing people and whatever. It's about protecting your energy. She is an alchemist. Lilith is an alchemist because she teaches us the value of our energy, the value of other people's energy as well, and how to use that to your advantage if needs be. This is stuff she's taught me over the years, from setting boundaries to then, I guess, psychic vampirism, using, and not in a predatory way, at least not for me, but using the shit energy that people give me on a daily basis at this point, because when you're in the public eye, it happens. But using that to my advantage, turning it into something positive for me. She is very much a goddess or a spirit, whatever you want to call her, that makes the best out of a bad situation, because that is what she had to do. If you do go off her Jewish folklore, mythology, she was the first woman. She was cast out of the garden because she wouldn't bow. She had no choice but to adapt to the harshness of things. And she is the harsh side of the feminine, I suppose. She's the tough love. She is the primal rage. And yeah, she is seduction when she wants to be. Yes. But that's not all she is. It's just she's pigeonholed into that. Over the years, that was our dynamic. She'd come in and then she'd leave and whatever. And I think it'll always be this way, even in the future. But right now, and I've mentioned this on the channel, I am going through the Qliphoth. It started as the Sephiroth. I've got a video all about it, and then it's the Qliphoth. And I've recently, at time of filming, I've gone through Lilith's realm, Gamaliel, and for the first time, I did some work around sexual trauma and that side of things. I did see a different side of her that a lot of people, I suppose, do see at first and do paint her out to be, but I never saw her as that for the longest time. So I finally explored that side with her and gone through that, and now I've moved on. I'm in another realm, Arab Zarak, at the time of filming, so that's a bit different. But it's deep shadow work you go through, and she's my guide throughout the whole thing. I've got a whole story. If you want to go find out about my Sephiroth Qliphoth journey, I've got a video on it on the channel. But she is my guide throughout the Qliphoth. And I'm grateful for that she came for me and she wants to help me get stronger, to go through my inner demons, to integrate, because going through the tree of life or the tree of death, it is alchemy. It is turning a shit thing into a good thing, basically. Something that may be harmful into something that is good for you instead. And that's Lilith, like I've said, alchemist. She's amazing like that. So after I do this, who knows what will happen, because I'm working very closely with her right now. I've got a very close bond with her, always have had, but it's even more close right now. I'd say, in a way, I'm closer to Lilith than Hecate right now. And it's not because Hecate's left or whatever. I'll always love Hecate very much and I'll always talk about her. But that's just the way things go sometimes, And Hecate is a woman that works from afar. It's in her name. When it comes to deity work in general, you've just got to roll with the punches sometimes and go along with what's happening, because it's for your highest good. And whatever your spiritual path is, it's to help you. So just see how it goes. And yeah, you just never know with things. You never know what's around the corner, anyways. So, all in all, my experience with Lilith has never been bad. It hasn't been about seducing people and anything vapid like that. It hasn't been about turning into some sort of predator, an occult predator. I would say psychic vampire, but I don't feel like all psychic vampires are predators. There's some that are, yes, but not all of them. And I have practiced that myself because of her through self-defense, basically. But you're not some sort of leech on society or in the spiritual sense. Working with Lilith doesn't make you a bad person. And she isn't pure evil either. I've never felt threatened by her. Yeah, I've seen her bad side before. And I've told this story on the channel. I'm sure I have. But in the early days, she told me off in a way. She doesn't like being put beneath other people. So maybe this is why I haven't really seen her bad side. But I did get told off because I kind of played her as second string to Hecate subconsciously. Didn't mean to. She didn't like that. She's not second string to anyone. If you work with her, she's equal, if not above, other spirits. She takes center stage when she's in the room. She can be very understanding and patient, and she has shown that to me as well in heaps and loads. But she's not second to anybody, and that pissed her off, to be honest. And I guess if she didn't have a soft spot for me, and if she didn't realise that it was a genuine mistake, then maybe she would lash out, But there's so much bullshit out there about her. And let me just clear something up, okay? Yeah, she rules over some bad stuff. Can't deny that. What's good and bad, though? I mean, us humans, yeah, death's bad. We don't want that to happen. So to me, I'd even say, yeah, bad stuff. Especially if it involves unaliving of innocence, let's say it like that. That's horrible, but it's something that does happen, whether we like it or not. But she isn't a predator as in, like some people paint her out to be, especially these... There's a couple I could name names, but I'm not going to give them the satisfaction. I'm not going to give them the limelight. But there are people who have literally called her a piece of shit, called her evil, and basically act like she is being a predator to them, sucking their energy and things like that. She doesn't need to do that. She has many that are willing, first and foremost, to work with her and know her, that will willingly give their energy to her first. Even those that are not willing, it's kind of part of her job. It's part of Jewish folklore as well about how she steals men's semen. Let's just spit it out, call a spade a spade. So if she is getting energy off that, why does she need to haunt you? Or, why does she need to lure people in? Because demons themselves, they are not what Christianity, Abrahamic religions would have you think. The argument happens all the time. Demon comes from the word daimon, ancient Greek word for familiar spirit, good spirit. It was like a deity. A lot of so-called demons are deities in their own right. That's why Lilith gets called a goddess. Especially the Ars Goetia. It was a mockery of a lot of older deities, Semitic gods, Egyptian gods, Isis, Sobek, Anubis, Baal, Astarte, Cerberus even. There's so many different faces that were then demonized, basically. And even those that weren't so-called demonized, what is good versus evil? Because on the other side of the spectrum, and I've said this loads before, you've got angels. Well, angels aren't wholly good. Depends on the side of things you're standing on, An angel for the greater good could wipe out an entire city, for example. There's going to be innocent people in the city, kids, other people that have done nothing wrong. But they would do that if it was for the greater good. But if you're the kid, or if you're the person that did nothing wrong, when that angel's going to be evil to you. There's also stuff I found out recently as well, where some angels are actually classed as demons. Look up Archangel Uriel. He is sometimes known as a demon in one of Solomon's grimoires. That blew my tiny mind. But it makes sense because there's no clear-cut answer. The concept of good versus evil, is very humanized. And I'm not saying this to try and sound all better than anyone else or whatever. There's still things I would say, well, that's bad. But in the grand scheme of things, kind of has to happen. Nature, natural disasters happen. Shit, that's bad. A tsunami hits somewhere. Bloody hell. So many people have lost their lives and livelihoods. It's terrible. But it's nature. It's natural, even though it's terrible. And that's the way of things. So, yeah. Anyways, that's my experience with her. I wouldn't say that my life has gone to shit or anything like that. I don't feel worse or anything like that because she's in my life, because she helps me. I'm a bit tired right now because I'm going through the Qliphoth, but I would be tired if I was going through the Sephiroth as well. Like, there's another example, two sides of the same coin. The universe is made up of all things, and it's us humans that, shove people into categories and beings into categories. These people kind of get on their high horse about it all. But honestly, my honest opinion, I've felt nothing but love from Lilith. I will say there's a caveat with any deity, okay? Like people, we're not all going to get along, okay? It all depends on you as a person, how you reach out to them and approach them. If you go to Lilith full of hell, full of disrespect, she's going to meet your energy in kind, and she's going to, tell you where to go in a polite way of saying it. But you're going to see her nasty side. Same with any deity. You go to Yahweh, full of hell. He's a vengeful God, yet he's the Abrahamic God. You go to, I don't know, Apollo, lovely guy, healing God, normally. Disrespect him, he might cause a bit of insanity there. He might give you a bit of a disease or so, Just be respectful, If somebody came up to me full of anger for no reason, you'd be like, whoa, 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 calm down. You would think, what the hell is wrong with you? As long as you're not being a dick, then okay, you'll be fine. And not everyone's going to get along. And I'm not saying, because this is something that these people who spread the bullshit about Lilith and others, they say that, oh, these occultists, these fake left-hand path people, oh, you're getting people into trouble. No, they're getting themselves into trouble, If anyone wants to emulate what I do, it's on them. I'm not telling people to go work with Lilith if they don't feel drawn to that. You've got to feel drawn to it. You've got to feel ready. You've got to take your time and show respect, okay? Don't do things blindly because somebody else does. I'm not encouraging anyone to do anything. I'm just sharing my experience, And these people are full of shit, if I'm honest. I feel there's a lot of self-righteous people, wannabes, who have, look, I'm going to sound nasty, but I've just got to spit it out. You've got nothing going on in your life, so you've just got to create some drama out of nothing to get some attention on the internet. And that's what you're doing. You're getting attention. And that's why I won't say these people's names to give them said attention. But anyways, that's my experience with Lilith. I hope this showed her in a different way. One more thing I forgot to say as well. She wants me to say it again. Yes, the Lilith Lamashtu, they are similar beings. They are not her. I'll do videos about them at some point, but they are not her. She doesn't like, in my experience, to be called these things. The Mashtu is a goddess demoness in her own right from a different culture. Lilith too, they were lesser demons. They were night demons in Mesopotamia. There were many of them. Some say it's a mistranslation. I don't know. Anyways, Lilith is separate to that. Similar but different. Okay. All right. If there's anything you want to know about Lilith, because she wants me to talk more about her, put it in the comments. I'll make more videos. If you made it this far, you may as well hit subscribe. Until next time, stay safe, stay witchy. Bye.